Hey, have you ever wondered if there were things that you could do to help you be more creative? In this video, I'm going to talk about one of the things that you can do to help you instantly boost your creativity and something that you can put in place on a monthly, weekly basis to make sure that that is happening and you always have this fresh tank of creativity when you're going into your work. Let's do it. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Wake Up Get Better podcast. My name is Chris Creed, and this is your morning activation. I'm really stoked that you're here. So one of the things that I have been thinking about and working on a lot with both myself and with the people I work with, it's actually something I've always kind of had in play with every client I've ever had, is managing creativity. And what I mean by that is that we all have this resource at our disposal that is creativity. The thing about creativity is while we have this infinite access, like mainline to creativity, that's one of the things that makes us human. While we have that, sometimes, and I'm sure as you've experienced, the tank can just completely deplete and run dry, right? This is why a lot of times we talk about burnout, we talk about things like that, because the tank's just empty. We've given everything we have nothing left, or we have a lot of stuff going on externally that is draining the tank and makes that part of our brain unable to come online, right? The problem with this is as creatives and owners, people who, like, you are building something and your livelihood, your ability to create, to bring that vision to life depends on you having access to this muscle, this creative muscle, right? And so we can't lose that. If we do, then we start to lose traction. We start to lose clients. It's all bad. So how do you keep this fresh? Well, there's lots of different things that I teach people. I teach a short protocol that I'll put on here another day later, but it's kind of like a 4-day protocol that you can do to give yourself a kickstart of creativity. But one element of that is kind of this ongoing strategy. And I actually learned this from Todd Henry back in the day when I read his book, The Accidental Creative. I don't have the book here with me. I do have the book here with me. Look at that. It was in my bag. The Accidental Creative, great book. You should definitely read that. So in this book, he talks about things that you can do like on a daily basis, things that you can do like on a monthly basis, things that you do on a quarterly basis, and things you do yearly to keep on the calendar as a creative practice, as something to intentionally fuel you. And I started practicing this a long time ago when I was a wedding photographer, and I continued to practice it as a marketer, and I continue to practice it right now as a creative coach as well. And it has been so good and it works so well. But one of the things that I do and that I encourage people to do is to find something on a monthly or weekly basis that is going to get you out of your comfort zone. Put it on the calendar and put yourself intentionally in that situation. Why would you do that? Because it makes your brain think about the day-to-day differently. If you know you have something coming up on the calendar that is going to be difficult to do. Let's say that you see this speaking gig come up and you're like, man, I really don't have the time to do that, but it would really stretch me to go ahead and put this talk together I've been wanting to do. And I'm going to put it on the calendar and I'm going to reach out to them and I'm going to get the gig. Now, all of a sudden you have to show up and you have to speak in 3 weeks. And now it's time to put that thing together. So this works really well, obviously, for people who struggle with productivity and making sure that you get things done. This lights the fire underneath you to do it, but that's not the magic behind it, really. The magic behind it is knowing that you're going to have to be uncomfortable. Your brain will start to look for more creative solutions. When you create that talk now, it's not just something that you wrote in a flow state in the morning sometime, which would be cool. That's probably what's going to end up happening anyway as you do this. But it's going to have this added like urgency to it that's going to make it even better. And it doesn't have to be something that's related to work. Like, so last night, I just signed up for a jiu-jitsu tournament. And I'm a little nervous about it. I'm not fully prepared for it. I haven't been prepping for that at all. The tournament's happening in like 13 days. And now I have to put a little bit of focus into that. And one of the reasons why I like jujitsu as an art form is because it makes you think. It's kind of like chess in that way. Like you can't just go into it and like brute force your way through it if someone is actually skilled, because they're just going to mop the floor with you. You have to be ready for problems, and you have to have answers to problems, and you have to have your problems of your own that you can pose onto someone else. So it's a true like creative endeavor, you know? So that's something that I'm doing in my life right now. So what this looks like for you is just literally thinking, okay, Chris said that if I want to boost my creativity, one of the things I can do is put something on the calendar that's going to make me feel uncomfortable. Maybe I'm going to schedule this overnight backpacking trip in the Rockies. Or maybe I'm going to, run this 5K. Maybe it's as simple as that, just like a race that you can register for. Something that you have to show up for, you're going to invest in, and you're going to show up and do. These are the things that are going to take you out of this normal, like habitual pattern that you're in and put you into a situation that may or may not be comfortable for you. That's what we're looking for. So this is just one of the things that you can do to boost your creativity. And what you're going to find is you're going to have heightened creativity before the event, and you're going to have heightened creativity after the event. And if you do this kind of on a monthly basis or even a quarterly basis, if it's a bigger thing, like I'm not going to be doing jiu-jitsu competitions every month. That's just not my priority of mine, right? So, but I mean, like speaking could be one of those things for you where you're going to do it every month. But like maybe you could find a race to do every quarter, or a big long hike to do every quarter. These are the kind of things that we can put onto our calendar and be intentional about. And why the reason why I like talking about this and I like, bringing this into my clients' cognizance and awareness is because we have to take this stuff seriously, man. Like we are here to make something and make a contribution. We don't have time to be floundering about, right? So we need to be intentional about the things that are going in here so that we can be intentional about the really good work that we're putting out. All right. So I want that for you. Make sure that you put something on the calendar that's intentionally going to take you out of your comfort zone, and then go do it. And if you do it, put it in the comments here. I want to know what it is. I want to know what you're thinking about right now as you're hearing this. I'll make another video where I outline that 3-day protocol that I was telling you about, the weekend protocol that'll help you boost your creativity. But for today, just think about this one piece of your creative work is being intentional about the things that you do that get you out of your comfort zone. Sometimes those things happen naturally. Sometimes we have to be intentional about making them happen. And that's what we're talking about here today. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I love that this channel is growing. I will see you guys tomorrow. And hey, if you are a creative and an owner and you want to be more intentional about this practice of creativity and getting kind of clear so that you can be in flow and focus in your work, I created a group that's exactly for that. If you're a creative or an owner, you're going to love it in there. You can be in there with other creatives who are on the same path. I would love to have you in there. Just go to chriscreed.com/flow and you can join for free in there. And every week I do a free clearing session that's going to help clear out those old stories and data, and also share other stuff in there as well. So, all right. I love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Slow down, there's nothing to get you, can always turn it around.